Hello, it's Jam Games here once again, and today we are going to make adding weapons to our game a lot easier, because before, when we added a new weapon, we always had to add a new pin to here and copy all this and do it all for this, like for this, and this 5 times we had to do it, and later on if we had some functionality we have to do it even more. So let's add a data table that we will use to set those animations, and it will make our life so much easier in the future. So yeah, let's get started. First we want to create a structure. Let's call it like animation struct or something like that. Let's open it and let's add a new variable. Actually, we already had one. Let's set this type to animation sequence. Oh, sorry, it's anim sequence. So here, anim sequence, and you want to click this object reference, and you want to check that it's current anim sequence type. Okay, that's the right one. Let's set this name to idle. Okay, the next one should be movement. Let's call this movement. And we want to find a blend space. So here, blend space and object reference. So let's check blend space type. Okay, now we can just add 3 more. So we have total 4 blend space variables and 1 anim sequence. Okay, so the third row is called sprinting. Okay, and the fourth one is called falling, and fifth one ADS. Okay, now we can save and close this. Now we want to also create a new data table. Data table here. And let's select our animation struct here at the top. So yeah, let's click OK. Now let's call this like animation DT, so that data table. Okay, let's open it. Now let's actually add a 1 row. And why is this like that? I don't know. Okay, it doesn't matter. Or actually I want to... Why does it look like that? Okay, it actually doesn't matter. But yeah, this first one. Oh, let's do one more thing. Let's go back to the structure. So animation struct here. Let's add a 1 more variable. Let's call this weapon name, and let's set this type to name. And let's click here at the left corner where you see these like little dots. Let's move it to the up like that. So it's the first one. Now let's save. And now when we're here, we have new input here, or new row. Let's call this first pistol 1. So now we can see, actually let's change the row name to 1. Now we can see here when we set those things that we can see which weapon we are looking for easier. Okay, now the idle animation should be pistol 1 idle, of course, and movement should be pistol 1 locomotion, so loco, and the sprinting should be pistol 1 sprint PS. Falling should be pistol 1 loco, and ADS pistol 1 loco. So now when we have set all those, and if you have changed this, you can set check this from your anim blueprint. Here at the idle, you can see what you're using on your idle. So pistol 1 idle. For example, at sprinting, you can check what you're using. Sprint PS. And on the ADS, you can check it also. So locomotion, yeah, you want to set those according to what you have set here on the anim blueprint. So I have pistol 1 idle, pistol 1 loco, pistol 1 sprint PS, pistol 1 loco, and pistol 1 loco. Okay, this is the order for my animations. Okay, now we want to duplicate this, and I think our second weapon is, I will actually check it, I think it's AR4. So here, our second weapon is AR4. Okay, so now when I go back to the animation data table, first let's set the row name to 2, the name to AR4. Now we want to set those AR4, so AR4 idle, AR4 local, AR4 sprint PS, AR4 local, and AR4 local, like this. So idle, local, sprint PS, local. Now we want to duplicate this, I think, let's see, at least 3 times. Okay, now let's set the names. So 3, 4, 5. Like that. And now we want to change these weapon names. I think all these animations are good for this. So we have, the next one is our KA47. So let's set the name to KA47. And the next one should be shotgun. Okay, let's actually just call it shotgun. Shotgun. And the fifth one, I think it is the KA Vol. I think that's the name. So KA Vol or something like that. Or I will actually add a space there. Okay, and the sixth one that we have there is a SMG that uses pistol animations. So now we want to duplicate this pistol 1, like that. Now we want to set it to 6. This should be called, I think it was like SMG 11 or something like that. And actually I don't want this to be caps, or yeah, SMG 11. I think that was the name for that. So SMG 11. Okay, it can be like that. So now when we have set all these, so what I meant by we will make the adding animations or weapons much easier is because now when we add like animation, weapon that uses the AR4 animations, we can just take some of these and duplicate it and rename it to like 7 row, and the weapon whatever we whatever weapon we are using, so we can find it later if we want to change something. Yeah, it is as simple as duplicating this. We don't have to do all this work here, adding here, you know, adding new pin, stuff like that. We can just do it here. Okay, now we have to add the functionality to the app so we can actually use them. So let's go to our animation blueprint. It should be at first person blueprint, animations, and app FPS player, like this. And I will actually save all and compile and save all. So let's go to the event graph. And what we want to do here at the event graph is we want to find our begin play. Yes, and now we want to create a new function, and let's call it set animation gt. Now let's go back to the event graph and connect that to the begin play, like that. Now let's add the functionality to the function. So first, what we want to do is we want to get data table row names, this one. Then we want to search for our animation data table, and we want to length. So we want to get a length of the array, so we know how many like rows we have. And after that, we want to do a for loop, for loop, like this, connect it to there. Now the first index should be 0, and here we have to add, and let's add 1 to there. Okay. This is because we are starting from 0. We don't actually use the 0 one, but yeah. Then we want to add this one, because if I started from 1 and use the last index as the length, I have some weird issue with that, some weird errors and stuff like that. So let's do it this way. This works perfectly fine. Okay, now what we want to do for the loop body, we want to get data table row, this at the bottom, and connect to the loop body. And now from the index we want to string, and from the to string to here, so it changes it to name. So from the integer to the string, and from the string to the name, and from the name to the row name. And now let's select the animation data table. And next thing we want to do, we want to actually create a new variable. Let's call this animation dt or something like that. Now here at the type, we want to search for animation struct. So that's the one that we just created before. We want to select that. Okay, variable type animation struct. Now we want to set it to array. Okay, compile and save. So now what we want to do here, we want to get our animation data table, and we want to set array element, and from the row found, like this. And we want to click this size to fit, and we want to connect this out row to the item, and we can actually close this, move this closer. Now we want to get this index and connect it to the index, and let's add some, oh, not like that, but some reroutes. So yeah, we are basically getting the length of the animation data table, and we are doing that many loops, so we are getting all the information from there with this, and we are setting all those to this data table. So we basically are copying this to here. Okay, easiest task. Now we want to go to the anim graph and to the locomotion. Let's go first to the idle, for example. Go to there. Now let's get this output animation pose and move it to here. Now Alt and left click, let's delete that link. Now we want to get our animation data table, and we want to get from it. So I'll actually show you again. Get a ref like this. Now we want to get our weapon index. Connect it to here. And now we want to split this. Okay. Now we want to get this, for example, this pistol 1 idle here. Control C, Control V. Now here at the sequence, you can see we want to click this bind and expose as pin. So now we can connect it to the idle like that. So basically our idle should be working now. We should actually try it. You can see the idle animation is working, and if I buy some weapon like this, it should work. Yeah, it is working, and we are getting some errors. Okay, I think I remember what this is about. We want to go to here and animation data table, and we want to add a 1 index here, so index 0. We don't have to do anything else. We want to compile and save, and now we shouldn't give that error anymore, if I'm right. Let's see. Yes, it works. So now we want to do this for all those other states. Now, after we have done this, we can delete all these. So now this automatically gets the data from here. So it's, if we are adding like 50 more weapons, this makes our work so much easier. Okay, now we have done the idle, and we can actually, idle, I will go back there. I want to copy this because it's easier. I don't have to do it every time. So now let's go to the movement. Let's paste it to here, and let's move this to here. And let's not yet delete this because we need this one. So pistol one logo, let's copy it to here. Because what we want to do, if we just get the normal blend space layer, this, and we set here the expose as pin, now we don't have the pin for the speed, and we need it. So let's copy that what we already had here, and let's get the ground speed. Move it to, for example, here. Connect it to here, and now from here let's click this blend space, bind, expose as pin. So now let's click set the movement to there. And now this. Now let's compile, and I think it should work. We can delete all these. I will actually align this a little bit better. Okay. Let's check if the movement works. Yes, it does. I think. Yes, it does. Okay. Next thing. Let's copy all these. Control and C. And let's go to the sprinting. And let's paste them here. Let's get the output animation pose. And let's copy this pistol sprint PS. Let's connect the ground speed to the speed and this to there. Now we want to also bind, expose as pin, and connect to the sprinting, like that. And now we can delete all these. Let's once more try that they work. Yes, they should work. Now let's copy all these once more, or actually we have to do it twice. Now let's go to the falling. Go here, paste. Let's get this one. Let's copy this pistol one logo, and you want to copy this from each of these. You want to. So when we are at the where were we falling? We are here. We want to copy it from here because we have set different kind of things here. I will show you later. So I want to copy this to here and connect the ground speed and bind expose as pin and falling and move that to there. Okay. Okay, let's compile and save. Now I will copy this. You don't want to copy this to the other because we want to set some values differently. Okay, now let's go to here. And let's get this one and also this. Let's connect the speed. Let's expose as pin and ADS like that and move it there. Now we can delete all this. So now we should be all done. So I will tell you why you didn't want to copy all this. So basically, for example, here at the moment, we have play rate 1 and loop true. Now when we go to sprinting, I think we have the same here. So play rate 1 and loop, yeah. But now when we go to the falling, for example, we have play rate 0 and loop false. And at the ADS, I think they are the same. Yeah, 0 and loop false. So if you did copy this from some other function or state than this where it is supposed to be, you want to set this. You want to reverse the video a little bit and set this like they are on my project. So yeah. But now I actually think that they work. So everything looks good. This work. Yes. everything works. Let's try again with the AR. Yeah, everything works. And I will also I can show you that this is the normal pistol animation. Yeah, like this. If I go to pistol 1 and change, for example, this pistol 1 logo to AR4 logo, you can see it changes. So now the hands are fucked when we move, you can see. So you can see it's using the animations from the data table. So yeah, I want to change it back. And yeah, everything works again. So yeah, I think that was all for this video. If you like what you saw and if you learned something new, please click the like button and subscribe for more. I noticed that not only, but like half few people watching these videos are subscribed, and it would help me a lot if you can subscribe if you haven't already. So yeah. Okay, see you on the next one. Bye.